first of all, thanks for having me. I've been in the industry for 2 years now. It's a bit over 2 years because it was a very specific date, 1st of May 2015. Before that, I had a few projects, typical startup projects. So one of them was involved in mobile advertising, so I had a good idea about how traffic, a decent idea about how traffic works. Other background, I'm a university dropout twice. One time technology and one time business. So I have a small interest. I have interest in technology and business, but I never went through the whole university thing. So I find the affiliate industry quite interesting because I think it also brings both of those sides together very well, and it's a very meritocratic environment. So I'm excited about what we can do in the future overall. The common or the most common struggle that is brought up on SDM has to do usually with tracking their campaigns, to be honest. So if you come from a non-technical background, it's not so easy to understand how the information flows back and forth, so you see all the data. And I think that's the one thing that they cannot overcome aside from just learning. Like, we try our best to provide tutorials, and the tools also, I see that they provide a lot of tutorials themselves, and that's one thing. It's unavoidable to learn the tracking because the affiliate industry's main focus is the performance, and then you need to learn how to read and create the correct data. I would say so. There's always room for new people that come up with different ideas, and also there are people who go out of the industry. So I think it's always a cycle. Like people go in and out of the industry, and there's always room for people getting providing more value. I don't think it's much different from the car industry if you think about it, but it's a way. So let's think about the car industry 50 years ago and that's kind of probably the state of the affiliate marketing industry now. It's so new that saying that there's no space for newbies would be it's quite a pessimistic view of it. So I would say definitely. Okay, I would be a bit biased. So the main thing with this sort of question is every affiliate would probably answer that they would start with something that they used to do already, you know? So I started out with mobile offers, a lot of app installs, and I would say those made a lot of sense then. Now I would say either mobile traffic with CPA or CPI offers, or CPL, lead gen. But also there's been it's getting easier and easier to also start with Shopify e-commerce. So I think depending on what sort of background the affiliate has, they should think it through if they want to go mobile or Shopify, dropshipping, Facebook, advertising, and that e-commerce route. That was a bit of a side project of mine. I was curious about how can I structure all my knowledge to introduce, for example, if I hire someone that will do media buying for our affiliate campaigns, how will I teach them? So that's how the project got to be. And the industry moves so quickly, and to be fair, the basic advice there of how funnels look like and what you should pay attention to, those still apply, of course, but the advice of do exactly this, that's definitely questionable. Industry moves too quickly. So I would say it's an interesting read if someone wants to see my thoughts, maybe my thoughts almost a year ago, and compared to what I write now on SDM, for example. So it was just a purely fun side project for me. So I came. Poker was before startups, and then affiliate industry was after the startup. So my first, while I was in university and dropping out of university, I also played some poker. I also was a coach in a community that was a poker community that's kind of the equivalent of SDM Forum now. So I have some teaching experience, and the main thing with poker was that it let me learn how to read data. It was a lot of judging numbers on the screen and taking action based on that instead of not this whole Hollywood type of thing where you look someone in the eye and you know if they're bluffing. It was a lot of data-oriented decisions. I think so. The main thing that I would say is an edge coming from poker directly is the ability to desensitize yourself from money. So you don't make emotional decisions based on numbers on the screen. So then you can take calculated risk and make usually more profitable decisions when it comes to your campaigns. And I actually wrote a small series on SDM about how playing online poker connects to running affiliate marketing campaigns. So if someone wants to check those out there, they can be my guest. It's a very personal opinion, and I know a lot of affiliates that don't share it, but I think first and foremost, they think they're too paranoid about the fact that if the tool that they're using is not self-hosted. I'm a huge fan of software as a service, and I think they should just use the solutions that are click and go and start tracking their campaigns properly, no technical background needed, learn how to analyze the data, and focus on your skills of an affiliate instead of being a coder and setting up servers, installing software on that server, making sure that updates don't break your whatever tracking you have now. So that's the tracking part. In terms of optimization, they are not so aware of statistical significance. It comes back to the mindset and desensitizing yourself from money, because if you focus purely on statistics and data, you should not have too many questionable decisions. So if you just say, a lot of affiliates start with low budgets and then they are very risk averse. But the correct decision is to follow the data and not care about the risk aversion part of it. Don't quit early because you feel bad about it. You have to make sure that you spend as much money as you need it. Not more than you need it, but definitely as much as you need it to get the data. And a lot of affiliates are very scared and they stop early everything. That's actually not so easy to answer. I think it depends on your goals. A lot of affiliates are very happy with being a solo entrepreneur and running their own campaigns. And that strategy can work pretty well. But you have to remember, the main thing is, even if you're working alone, you have to network. You have to come to these conferences, connect with people at all these events, after parties. So like, don't stop at the conference, go to all the after parties. And my advice would be not get too drunk. So make sure you remember things that you discussed. So I think the strategy is to learn from the others, because everyone is very open. If you show that you're a hard worker and then you can provide value to them at some point, they will open up to you as well. So the secrets are not so well kept, let's say. So network with people, and there you'll figure out your own path. If you want to be solo entrepreneur, build a team, start a product, whatever you want to do, you have to gain the knowledge from the crowd. I think e-commerce with Facebook, so promoting products on Facebook, mostly Shopify because it's easy to go to start off with, but it's very, very clear now. It's already half of the year and it's just picking up now even more and more. There's always things you can improve. I'm not sure how, let's say, how easy an affiliate can get into them if they haven't been in the industry. There are many inefficiencies when it comes to how traffic is bought and sold. Like bot traffic, at least for mobile devices, is clearly an issue. It's sometimes priced in, sometimes it's not. Having fewer bots usually will probably correct the price. Then how people interact with each other. I think getting a bit more of an idea about the so-called emotional, like EQ instead of IQ, the emotional side of things, will help people interact better. And that's very a personal thing. It's not like an opportunity where you can build a product, but just learning how to be a more social person, even if you're an introvert, will help you a lot. Then, yeah, I think that's the two things. One, a very human side of things, and one, a technical side of things. I think Mobidea is doing a really good job at taking people from a very newbie level and offering them tools and opportunities to go to be big affiliates. So mostly have networks that you can kind of put in tiers, you know. So there's one network for newbies, there's one for advanced, then there's direct advertiser. Mobidia seems to do a very good job at being at all levels there. So I think it's interesting to see how you guys are going to develop over time. So that's how I see it. Like, it goes through all the layers, and it seems to be doing a good job. One thing that I like a lot about you guys is that you can correct me if I'm mistaken if something changed. But I like the fact that, for example, you provide daily payments at a very low threshold, for example, and that helps a lot of new people who have a struggle with the cash flow, and that's just amazing, I think. And most people, like most networks, cannot do that. So you're doing something that you're keeping secret and not telling others how. It's a very good opportunity and a very interesting tool. It depends how you continue to develop it, but I'm a very big proponent of performance, and performance in terms of technical performance. And I would expect that such a tool would make it will make the whole redirect chain will be much faster because it's integrated within your own platform. And of course, there's access to more data because then you can feed certain like AI data into the whole. Like you said, it helps with automation of optimization of campaigns. So I'm quite curious how you do both on the performance side of things. How do you improve performance to not have so many redirects if you're using another tool that basically takes you out, takes you back into the affiliate flow? And what sort of auto optimization tools are there? Because that will, like I said, bots might be a big issue to begin with, but if you can automatically optimize that, it's going to be, the bot traffic is going to be priced in much better, so then you care much less about it. You still care because it visits your infrastructure and you have costs, but it's more manageable for the affiliate in that case. Personal plans, not so many, but I can say that there's going to be some SDM Forum plans in the making, and it's going to be yeah, we're going to follow the trends and there are going to be some surprises around. I cannot say exactly what, but follow our Facebook page and everything and see when it's going to be a good time to jump in and learn affiliate marketing, I think.